Today I thought I'd be heading out down the Penistone area. Pleasant walk on an old railway line, or part of the walk is on an old railway line. Been here a few times, quite enjoy it. I'm just coming up to what used to be an old railway station, but if it is still there, it's been converted into a house and still has the platform, although the platform is a little bit overgrown now with some sort of hedge that they've created. But when I first came here, you could see without a doubt that it was an old railway station, because the platform was still there. I'm just coming up to the old platform now. It's still underneath all this overgrown bushes. And as you can see, what was part of the old railway station has 1888. $1888 can't be bad. I'd love to be able to go back in time and live part of the life for only a few days or weeks with the people in those days. Now imagine being able to go back in time and choose to stay there, or choose a period of time to be there and live alongside of the people in those days, 1800s, 1700s. I know we've been there in part of our previous lives, and I know for one, part of one of my existences in the past was in the days of the Cavaliers, or Roundheads and Cavaliers. But imagine being able to go back and re-experience the history of our previous existences, because we've all lived lives going back thousands of years. Who knows how many the human species have actually lived. But I would like to think that I could go back in time and experience something. I wonder if it's possible. I know as a clairvoyant that I've had the ability to be able to see people in history, and you get the chance to witness some historical event or see people actually living in their time, but you're seeing it in your time. That's the wonderful thing about clairvoyance, or being a seer, is to be able to see something regardless of what period in time it is. Some people have seen Romans. I know I've seen and read about things that are from history. People see ghosts, they call them the ghosts of the past, and they experience something that is from history's past. But we are living it in this present, so it's what's called a transition of being able to interact with a period in time that has come forward into our time. Just imagine to be able to turn it on at will, wake up one day and decide that you're going to go back in some sort of time machine or not. Maybe you could just go through some time tunnel and come back as and when you felt. Now that would be good. I would love it to be able to see history's past, regardless of what period in time it is. One of the things that I have actually seen was a worker, the spirit of a worker, who was working on an old railway line, which was back in the 1700s, and in his time he was still working as he did, and I did get some form of communication. That's something to look at, to be able to interact with someone in the past, but you understand that they're still living their past in their time, but we interact with it in our time. All good stuff. Camp here in the dark. One of the things I've been meaning to do for a long time is to find the creepiest place you've ever been and spend some time, a few nights. And one of the creepiest places, I mean buildings can be creepy, but I find woods either friendly, happy, or they can be really spooky. I think that's something from my childhood, is when I used to be able to find that trees can actually uproot and start walking, or their branches start moving, because they are actually living beings. They're wonderful. I love them. But they take on a menacing aspect at times. Let's investigate what this is. Somebody's built it in the middle of the woods, so it must serve a purpose, or must have served a purpose. Seems to be some sort of well. Or can it be a well? Whatever it was, it had a door on it. And something circular. Perhaps that's all it was, just to catch water. It's been here a few years. In spirit's giving me the words Forestry Commission. Forestry Commission, hello tree. Something to do with the workers of the time. Finding the weather a bit fickle these past few days. Cloudy, overcast, dull and dreary, and today intermittent sunshine, bright spells with a possibility of showers, and that's the weather forecast for the day. But the much needed rain is due 3 days from next week, I believe, and I'm looking forward to it because we need it. Anyway, back to reminiscing, thinking of the past. Everybody likes nostalgia. Can't beat it. Bring out the old steam trains and watch the public flock to have a ride. But as for me, it's reminiscing days gone by with the number of times I've been here and done the walk I'm doing now. And this is where the headache starts. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I never understand why every time I get beneath one of these things I suffer from blinding headaches, but I don't have a piece of metal in my head. So what's all that about? I'm sure there's a doctor out there who can identify the situation, give him a few paracetamols, come back in 3 weeks' time, and if the problem hasn't subsided, we'll book you in and have your head chopped off. Anyone out there in La La Land, if you know what the problem is, let me know. I'd appreciate it. Right, where are we now? We're at the crag, or the start of the crag. This is where all the rocks have, over the years, have broken up, fallen down, and eventually ended up here. It's a big rocky escarpment, and I've got a bit of a scramble to do, and it's been a number of years since I did it. It's now time to start climbing to get onto the top of the crags. Pleasant, and some good views too. Well, gotta knuckle down and do it. Keep trying. Oh, steady, how to break your ankles before you even get going. Nice, just gotta watch your step. The main thing is not to let your foot get in between any of these thousands of rocks and wind up getting your foot jammed. Whoa. Trying to hold the camera and climb a rocky escarpment at the same time. Come on, you old girl. I'm not as sprightly as I used to be. Once upon a time, could run up this thing. Ooh, steady. It doesn't get any easier the older you get. Right, we're on the tops ish. Housing is encroaching upon this wonderful valley, and one day I suppose the whole valley will start to resemble inner city London. That's because no one says stop building, no more. We just go on developing lifetime after lifetime until all this is gone. You gotta make the most of it. Enjoy it while you can. It's a steep drop. You know, reminiscing many years ago when I came to this exact spot, and I sat right there having my lunch, enjoying the day, when someone, bless him, ran really fast right to the very edge and leaped into the air. That is something I would never wish to experience. That was quite frightening. That was a long time ago. Can you imagine that? So many people do things like that. That was a scary time. That's all in the past now. Everything you carry throughout your life doesn't do justice to you. You gotta move on. It's like a light switch. You can turn it on and off at will. But how long can you turn that switch off? That's the name of the game, isn't it? We get affected by something, we become emotional about something, we cling on to things, but what do? How quickly can we let go and move on? Everybody says move on, move forward, see the light, let go of all negative influences, meditate. Yeah, I've spent a lot of my time doing that, but once it starts eating at your very soul, it's hard to get rid of it, isn't it? Now at my age I've had my fair share of unbelievable amounts of destructive influences. That's all part and parcel of growing up. But there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Life's a bit like these wonderful valleys around here. Once upon a time I came here, the place was part barren. Look at it now, lush, green. Pretty good, isn't it? Everything changes, you know. Even the landscape moves on, and we have to adapt to it all. It's all part of the growing up process, isn't it? It's all part of growing up and becoming granddad and grandma, the people in the know. Yeah, at my age I've learned my lesson. As I said, I've been there, I've done that, and I've sailed the seas, see things in a different perspective these days, you know. That's what you do once you become more mature. Start to appreciate life. A complex living cycle for each and every soul on earth. How to mature, how to grow. Even at my age, I suppose that's all part and parcel of the learning curve. To have wisdom. That's interesting. I wonder how long that's been here. Not a dinosaur footprint. Me thinks it's lunchtime. Shaded from the sun. a little helpful breeze on a warm day, and a pleasant spot. Time for a cup of tea and a bite to eat. As for those who are struggling and can't seem to shake off the negative issues that they're carrying around with them, I suggest you find a confidante, someone who can be trusted, someone who's not going to let the cat out the bag regarding all the things that you've been letting out, because there are a few telltales out there. Just find a true friend, a true confidante, and see what help transpires on your behalf. As for me, it's out.